Hey guys, what is going on? Paragon here, and in this week's How To Crucible, we are going to be going through pressure. Now, I'm sure, like myself, you guys have experienced pressure. You have both been applying it, and you have felt the opposite end of that, where you're being pressured by the enemy team. And pressure is one of those things that it can take a while to get comfortable with, and for you to be able to learn how to control the game flow by utilizing pressure both for and against you. So this video, we're going to be working on a couple of things you guys can work on to help yourself stay composed under pressure and utilize pressure so that you can get that win, get closer to that victory, and improve your overall gameplay. Now, understand how to play. There are three different phases of pressure. I like to put it as when you have pressure, the neutral zone, and when you are being pressured. Now, we're going to look at how we can play in all three of those. So when you have pressure, this provides you with options. This lets you play your preferred playstyle. It lets you play that run and gun shotgun playstyle. It lets you play that sniping corridors. It lets you play how you prefer because you have the upper hand, you have the advantage. So this may have been achieved by you getting an early pick. You might have got a grenade kill, or the sniper in your team or yourself got that first pick, and now it's a 3v2 situation. Instantly you have pressure. Now, what do you do in this situation? The first thing you do is position yourself to prevent that revive. You need to keep pressure on that ghost because the other team, their first objective, if they're playing smart, will be to get that ghost back up. So keep pressure on that ghost. Make sure someone can either shoot anyone who's going for it, or you have a sniper ready to get the spawn snipe, so there is pressure. Just your presence, if you're in the right position, will be pressure enough to deter that revive. If you're standing in the wrong position with a sniper, people will still go for the revive if they can push their ally out of the way, or they have any way of actually being able to counterplay you. Now, having pressure opens up flank opportunities. In a 3v2 situation, you can have two players baiting the enemy team or keeping their attention, while you yourself or another player goes round to flank. And this is a very effective strategy depending on which map you're in trials. Maps that have a lot of lane changes and different rooms to go in, flanking is going to be very, very strong. Now, you are going to be able to play your game how you feel comfortable, and this is going to force the enemy team to make mistakes. Unforced errors are one of the worst things, but when you can force your enemy to make mistakes, they start sabotaging themselves for you. This is going to be, again, those 3v2 or 3v1 situations. If you're strong with your positioning and your map awareness and your gun skill is at a good level, there is going to be pressure on them to have to perform, and you're going to force them to have to make quick decisions in those moments. If they're not very good at their decision making, they pick the wrong decision, the pressure goes up even more and they have an even worse time of trying to engage you. Now, the key when you have pressure is to capitalize on your opportunities and don't throw. Do not get cocky or over aggressive or start playing outside of your means when you have too much pressure. Don't throw your super when you don't need it. Don't start positioning or getting too up in their face. If you have a sniper and they've got a shotgun, don't start pushing close in on those corridors just because it's a 3-0 game. You need to be smart with pressure and play your game. Don't get overconfident and throw. Now, the neutral zone. The key to playing the neutral zone is to not be reckless or overextend. Now, being reckless isn't just rushing in. If you're a shotgunner, you need to get in close to capitalize on your weapon setup. But don't just run blindly down a corridor and get shot by a sniper. Be creative with your angles. Use blink or whatever jump you have available to try to get in a strong position to force pressure onto the other team. Snipers and shotgunners sort of counter each other because snipers can counter a shotgun from staying too far away, and shotgunners can counter the sniper from getting close. So if you're playing either playstyle, if you're on a sniper, know how to disengage and keep distance between you and your opponent. If you're a shotgunner, know how to get in close. So when you're in this neutral zone, you can actually work towards building pressure for your team so that you make the enemy team make mistakes. Position well, react, and counter the enemy team accordingly. Now, positioning is key. Whenever you are caught out of position and you go down in trials, that is a huge amount of pressure put on your team, because now your teammates not only have to get a revive, but they've also got to try and get a revive on someone who's on the other side of the map, giving the enemy team plenty of time to get in and get pressure on you. Now, when you are being pressured, the number one most important thing is to keep calm and don't panic. Now, so many times I've seen people that either I've pressured or times where I've choked under pressure, and it's because you panic. You get overreacted, you go, okay, there's 3 people pushing me, what do? I press all the buttons on my controller, and then you die and something goes wrong. Make sure you keep your composure, take your time. So what I do when I'm pressured, I try to force 1v1s. I'm very confident with my ability to fight people in a 1v1 situation. So what I do with the 1v1 is I use my awareness of the map, I use space and choke points. So I try to force the enemy team to funnel in at me one at a time. I don't try to go in 1v3. Even with my super, I'm not going to run at them 1v3, because if they crossfire me, they can kill me. Don't get cocky because you have your super. When you are being pressured, play smart, use your angles. If I'm sniping, I'm trying to put as much distance between me and the enemy team as possible, and I'm trying to force them into choke points. They have to go through the choke point to get to me one at a time. This means I can pick them off one after the other. I'm going to link a video. You can click on this link just here and you will see a perfect example of how I utilize this. But making sure you use space, use vertical space. Jumping in Destiny is such an underrated thing. You can jump and make a world of difference. Now, prioritize revives. This is a big mistake I see people making, is they will try to do the 1v3 and kill everyone. Don't do that. If you can, brilliant, go for it. But if you get 1 pick or 2 and the enemy team starts backing off and the pressure is relieved, get one of your teammates up ASAP. Because straight away, you getting teammates up starts to throw it back into neutral zone. If you can go from a 3v1 to a 2v2, you've gone from you being pressured to now having a neutral position. So make sure you prioritize those revives. Don't get cocky with your supers and play smart. Force the enemy into the game that you like. If you're playing a shotgun, use your angles as well. So make sure you're forcing them into 1v1s, because the power of the 3v1 is the crossfire. You take that away from them and you put them into 1v1 situations, it now becomes a gun skill versus gun skill fight. So guys, that is my advice for pressure. Make sure you, number 1, don't throw when you have pressure, be smart in the neutral zone, and stay calm when you are being pressured. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and comment, and we will catch you guys next time.